and, you know, to have them behind me, mentoring me and helping me in my game and me as a person I couldn't ask for any better people.
And on the flip side, it must have been really hard seeing Keira Walsh going down and stretch it off. We've seen her go past on crutches. How hard was that for you as players to see?
Yeah, very difficult to see that. Obviously, she's a big player for us and a big name around the world, and hopefully she's okay, and I just wish her the best recovery.
Thanks, Lauren. Well played tonight. Thank you.
Katie Shanahan with the interview there, and she echoes, or we echo actually what Lauren said, wishing the best to Keira, just to find out exactly how serious this is, and as soon as we have any more information, of course, we will pass it on. I wanted to pick up on one of the things that Lauren said, wanting to let the world know that she's here. I think she really did that today, Karen. We've been waiting for that moment as well, and she's been carefully looked after in her career so far, and it feels like now, like she said, she's going to let loose on this stage.
I think she used the words mentored and probably nurtured from coaches around her like Emma Hayes, like Sarina Wiegman, and just to propel her on this stage. I think everyone in terms of football, in terms of England, we've known about Lauren James for a while, but we're going, when is she going to come? When's she going to be given the chance? She's a young player, you have to be patient with that. But the world has certainly seen her today, and I laugh at her interviews because she's so calm and casual. She's like, yeah, it's like she's born to be on this stage and nothing phases her, and that's how she plays. She's just brave on the ball, technically gifted, graceful. She like plays how football should be, like a kid in essence, and I just love the innocence in her and how she plays.
It's going to be quite difficult to predict what the lineup's going to be in the next game. So England are going to play China on Tuesday. They actually may qualify. If Haiti don't lose today, then England do qualify. So for Sarina, she'll have some decisions to make, which will become clearer in a couple of hours. How do you potentially approach that game? And because you'll say, look, Lauren will keep her place, but then also there's an idea that you want to protect her a little bit. And perhaps if there's nothing necessarily to play for, qualified already, what would you do?
There's the balance, isn't there? It's the length of time between this match they've just played and potentially that round of 16 game. Is that too long for those players to have a rest and to have not played that final group game? But then you want players as fresh as possible, especially a player like Lauren James. You want to give her the opportunity to recover because she needs to be going out there all guns blazing, top of her game, full of energy, and that's when you see the most from her. So I think potentially she could rest her, not because she's dropped for any reason, just to protect her, because you need her in those big moments.
Let's talk about Haiti then. Haiti-China, our next game, our live game that's coming up in a few moments' time. Now, they are also missing their star player, 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰, who was so destructive, so strong against England. She's won multiple Young Player of the Season awards. She is going to be world-class, Karen, if not already. Yeah. So it's a muscle injury, so that's why she's not playing today. How much do they lose without her?
World-class player. I know she's only young, I think 19, but you know, age is not a number for her. She's world-class and she's ready to be on this stage, and everything good came through 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓰. Look, she's not in the team today, so they've got to adapt, but I don't think their principles will change. This is them. They're a counter-attacking team that if you give them space in behind, they will run and they will punish and they will hurt you. Against England, they had 25% possession. They're not interested in being involved in the game, but as soon as you lose it or you overcomplicate it, bang, we'll wait you off the ball, we'll drive at you, we're going to drive directly at the goal, we're going to have numbers going into the box. This is against England 4v3, and what they said there was a brilliant shot and a brilliant save. They actually said after the game, if we can do this against England, we can do this against anybody. And look, they're going to go for it. They need the result today, but I was so impressed with their performance. And then look, this is the match-winning save there for Mary Earps. This was against England, so they'll be confident going into this game today.
𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓰 the other one that you need to look out if you're a China player and you're thinking, right, where are the dangers going to come from? 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓰 had a couple of really good chances against England, didn't quite put them away. How's she going to be feeling playing against China? Are they going to have this confidence that Karen's talking about?
Yeah, I mean, she's going to have more pressure on her shoulders because 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓰 was the one that was leading that line. Yes, they countered with numbers, which was key for them, because if you counter with one or two, you're not going to have the success. I think one of the things that I was really impressed with Haiti was the numbers that they managed to commit forward to those attacks. And 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓰 now is going to have a little bit more pressure on her because she's going to be the one that's got to lead those attacks, and she's got to be ruthless and clinical and get them on the score sheet.
Absolutely. OK, well, the Chinese manager, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓷𝓰, is the first woman to hold the position of head coach for China, and she also had a remarkable record in the Asian Cup herself. She won it every time she's entered it, once as a manager and 5 times as a player. What a massive achievement. Their opponents today are Haiti, the lowest ranked team in the competition, but they are everyone's favourite underdogs, and they too are desperate for a win if they hope to qualify. Teams are going to be out after this very quick break. Okay, here we go. Nearly time for our next match. You can see the Chinese fans in brilliant spirit there, absolutely loving it there in the stands, waiting for their team to come out and face Haiti. They are the current Asian Cup champions. They've made a couple of changes today. We'll talk about how they are in front of goal. One of them in midfield, one of them their goalkeeper. But really, Karen, their opening game that they lost to Denmark, 1-0 in the end, 89th minute. It was a late goal. But you said it earlier on, fairly toothless. So were you surprised that there wasn't a change up front? They've got goals on the bench, haven't they?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought defensively, 4-4-2, narrow, compact, extremely organised, work so hard. But in the final third, didn't get bodies in there. And like you said, we're toothless. I just thought, never felt they're ever going to score. So I expected maybe changes to happen, but maybe more in the attacking third I would have expected, but it is what it is, and maybe they'll come on in the second half.
Well, that's it. 𝓤𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 was one that came off the bench in their first game against Denmark. 122 caps, loads of goals as well, 43 goals. Joint top goal scorer in the Asian Cup, indeed. So she's got that experience on a big stage as well. Were you surprised? I know we're like, why isn't she starting?
Well, potentially they might be saying, like, first half, as Kaz said, that they're very compact, they're organised. First half, let's go in against this Haiti team that put in a fantastic performance against England. Be hard to beat, be organised, bring on our game changers, our more experienced attacking players, those that are going to score us the goal in the second half, to go out there and seal the win for us, because they need to win, don't they?
Karen, we talk about Haiti being the lowest ranked side in the tournament, but when you look individually at their players, they have some really experienced players, players that play in top divisions, players that actually are very, I suppose, you don't underestimate them is what I'm trying to say here.
No, I mean, look, like I said, I think England I don't think we underestimated them. We'd not played them, we're not familiar with this type of football, and like I said, they had 25% possession, but they were not bothered by that. They were like, right, we will counter-attack on you. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 were outstanding, and obviously missing Demornay, it's a big blow for them, but still a real weapon on the counter-attack, and China will have to be alert to that today.
Okay, here we go. Teams are heading out onto the pitch. Let's get this Group D match between China and Haiti underway. Both teams desperate to get off the mark and get some points to secure their journey into the next round if they're going to make the knockout stages. Your commentary team for this, Emma Byrne, but first, Sam Matterface.
Well, Laura, it's been a tournament that has broken new ground, but China would rather this not be the first time they'd ever failed to progress from a group stage, and the first time they've lost their first two World Cup group matches. If they don't win tonight, they will be out. Haiti caught the eye against England and were only a mindless handball and a Maria super save from substitute 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, preventing the biggest shock of the tournament so far. Will they be able to back that up against the Asian champions? And we will find out. After the national anthems.
Please rise if you are able for the national anthem of China PR. Please remain standing if you are able for the national anthem of Haiti.
China ends their World Cup journey. Haiti, for them, it would make it incredibly difficult to progress if they were to lose this evening. Discover what happens next in just a moment's time. Well, the Hindmarsh Stadium in Adelaide is tonight's venue for the first ever meeting of China and Haiti. Referee tonight is Marta Huerta from Spain. It's quite a cool evening in South Australia, but the heat is definitely on China. Alejandro Hernandez of Spain is in the VAR room, heading up the operation, looking on incidents from on high. Well, China make two changes from their defeat to Denmark. They have switched the goalkeeper. Zhu played in the Asian Cup games and is back in today. Wang Shansan continues in defence despite a previous career as a prolific forward. Yao Lingwei comes in for Zhang Jin on the right of midfield. Star forward Wang Shuyang came off the bench at half-time, their previous match against Denmark, but still doesn't get a start in a team that need a victory. Well, Haiti were forced into one change from the lineup against England when it emerged that 𝓣𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰 was the latest player to rupture her ACL in the first half of that game on Saturday. But the second enforced change might hurt them more. 𝓣𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰, the star of the Haiti team, recently signed by Lyon, is out with a slight injury. It's a huge miss. Two changes in all. It's a big night for Magdalene Moril, who replaces Haiti's poster girl in the heart of midfield. Cheering on from the sidelines. That is going to be the main row of 𝓣𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰. China, who have made a change in goals, have reverted to their goalkeeper from the Asian Cup finals, where Zhu Yu made a name for herself as a brilliant penalty saver. China came back from 2-0 down at half-time in that Asian Cup final last year. It's a team, a squad with amazing powers of recovery. But Haiti have won the hearts and minds of neutrals with their display against England and will be roared on here. Emma Byrne is the most capped island player of all time. How concerned should China be by the threats of Haiti, despite the fact that they've lost 𝓣𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰?
Well, I just want to make it clear, it is a massive, massive loss for Haiti. 𝓤𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰 is such a good player, such a threat against England, that just to open up the space, to make those runs in behind, to stretch the game, massive, massive loss. But, you know, China won't be taking this lightly. They know that Haiti are difficult to break down. They know they're very good in 1v1 situations, and they're going to have to really move that ball quickly to break that press.
Lee. This is Wu Chengsu. Zhang. Steered away by Louis. It's good defending by Haiti. There's a bit of a debate about the China formation. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 is the first female head coach of China, taking over after a humiliating showing at the Olympics in Tokyo. Winning the Asian Cup enhanced her reputation, and did, messing around with her formation, tactically moving the pieces of the chessboard around to suit the opposition.
Just see how well organised the China team are there. Their 4-4-2 formation. When they're defending, they push the players on to try and make sure that the opposition play a long ball, try to force them into that trap.
𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 is pacey, she's a threat in the air and in behind. Top scorer in qualifying with 14 goals. Only Germany's 𝓣𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓴𝓼 and Tessa Woolard of Belgium scored anywhere near the sort of goals in qualifying that she did. That's on her shoulders.
Well, this is her time to shine, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Now that 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 is not in the squad, the team will be reliant on her, trying to bring her into play. As you said, she can add that pace to the Haitian side. She can run in behind also, so they still have that option.
No, chasing into the corner.
She did really well there, 𝓣𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. First of all, to get on the end of it, and then to get a throw in from it. It's going to be a difficult battle up there. Haiti are very comfortable picking up 1v1 situations. They're very strong.
Turn towards Zhang, who was lurking with intent inside that penalty area. Both these two teams ceded a lot of possession in their first games. You'd expect China to have the most of the ball. Haiti to try to do what they nearly did to England on the break.
Yeah, I think England enjoyed 75% of that possession, so Haiti will be happy to sit back here and soak up the pressure. I actually think China were the best of the two sides. I thought they were better than Denmark, certainly in possession. Certainly at the start of the game, I was quite impressed at how they moved the ball around nice and quickly. They enjoy for one-touch, two-touch football.
They certainly had the better of the first half against Denmark, getting the ball out wide, but only managed the 2 shots on target in the game. Denmark scored with their only shot on target in the game. Seemed a bit loose from Zhang Linyan, who was the Swiss League Player of the Year this season.
You mentioned before, Sam, about the lack of opportunities China created in that first game against Denmark. That's certainly something that they're going to have to improve on today. As you said, they have to win here today. I'm sure the manager, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, has been speaking about that, creating chances. This is why I'm really surprised that we're not seeing Wang Chuan on the pitch. She's on the bench. She came on in the second half against Denmark, and it completely changed how China attacked. They played a lot down the right-hand side, and she was really, really effective in there.
It's now 10 hours and 24 minutes of World Cup football since they scored more than 1 goal. 1 goal in that time. It's a record that they need to improve, as you're saying, in order to ensure that they stay in this tournament. Goal shy. Football is not going to get you anywhere. You believe in controlling the game. Something that the manager, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, said yesterday in the press conference. Dictating the tempo means that you can restrict the number of chances that the opponents have. You have to convert yours.
Yeah, absolutely. can see what China are trying to do. They're trying to overload the wide spaces. They're looking for that ball down the channels. They're trying to play it wide. Haiti are very good at blocking that central area. They did it against England. In China, you can see 𝓤𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 and Zhang Ri in midfield are pushing out wide to help their wide players, literally leaving nobody in the central areas.
𝓤𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𷸏 making progress down that left-hand side, and 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 giving away the first corner of the game. Wang Xiangshan coming up from centre half. Now Wei moving into that position as well. It's dangerous when your centre back used to be a centre forward and knows exactly where the goal is. Watch out for number 11 at the top of the penalty area, peeling to the back post now. Chen. Zhang. Up by 𝓤𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
China are going to have to move the ball quicker than that. You can see that as soon as they take that extra touch, Haiti are closing them down.
This is steered away by 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. There is 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, a reliable goal scorer with Montpellier, and the Frenchman 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who you may have heard, combines two jobs. His club responsibilities with Grenoble in France and the Haiti job. No fewer than 4 of the squad are at Grenoble, and 13, including Mondesir, play in the French leagues.
That's the reason why we're seeing them in this World Cup. Go abroad to play in a competitive league, and you can see just the difference it makes to these players.
𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 trying to combine with Mondesir. Lee. To send the ball for Low to chase.
I don't think those long balls are going to be very effective for China. We spoke about how resilient the Haiti team is, and they're very good in the air. China need to keep the ball on the ground. They need to keep moving it and switching it, as we can see here.
Yang moving it out wide. Zhang. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 moving out towards that left wing position. Experienced player, 3rd World Cup.
I don't think 𝓤𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 will appreciate those kind of passes. Not when you're playing against a team that's quite physical. Ball needs to get pinged into feet. No hospital balls, please.
It's too close to the goalkeeper. 𝓤𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who had a very impressive game against England.
She did. I mean, with the stats, 21 shots on her goal, 11 on target. Quite impressive.
Well won by Low. Getting the better of Louis. The first time, but not the second.
Now, nobody up there. Did really well to win it back and to get on it again. See how tenacious she is there. She looks up, she can't see one other red player, one other red jersey in the box. They're crying out for her to pull it back. That's when you just keep possession, hold it up, wait for the players to come and support.
Of those 11 shots on target, Haiti managed to repel 10 of them. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 is only 5'4", but did a particularly good job of saving that WWC penalty before it had to be retaken because of encroachment.
Excellent save. She didn't come off her line that much, did she?
The goalkeepers' union. This is Yang. Wei. Good ball out to Lee on this near side. Didn't control it well enough, and a chance for 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 to try and get forward, but Lee recovered well.
Yeah, that ball's got to get out there early. They're trying to play out wide down the sides. But for them to do that, for them to disrupt this Haiti team, they have to move the ball quicker, and just like that, then they have to keep possession. They have to have good touches on the ball.
Decent ball in from Judy. Just cut out by the retreating China defence.
Look at this Haiti team and how they're setting up here, making it really difficult for China to get out. But if China can break the lines like they've just done, there's so much space in between those lines. It's going to take a bit of movement from China. If they can break that front four there, that press that you can see in your screen, that's where they need to get into those spaces.
It's up towards Low. Flicked on by Zhang into a path, but she couldn't make the most of the pass forward. China have won it back well. This is Wu.
Well, that was absolutely pinged in by Wu Qingxu there. Too much pace on it. Into Zhang Ri. She's got to move the ball, just getting caught in possession a little bit. Lau Zhang just needs to move the ball.
As you say, that has vacated a lot of space in the centre of the midfield, and the gap between the defensive midfield players and the forward players has become quite big for China.
Yeah, they need that connection there from midfield to the forward line, and all that movement is great, and I think it's definitely something that they can exploit, because Haiti are so rigid in their defence. But then the Chinese need to get settled and be able to get that ball under control, and it seems like they're still moving at the time they're receiving the ball.
That was a foul. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 being penalised by 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 of Spain.
It's experience for you right there. Just slowing down the attack from China. They are quite good on the counter. They're quite quick in moving the ball forward.
Lee was on loan at PSG last year. Much to her own surprise, actually. Lee again from Wu. It's a decent-looking ball. It's not a bad attempt at a finish either from Lo Jihao.
It's a really good ball in from Li Mengwen there, getting right to the end line. She has time to have a touch. She does. She looks up. She knows exactly where she wants to put it. And look at the amount of red shirts there just on the edge of the box. That's definitely something they can exploit. When that ball gets to the end line, Haiti are following the ball, following too deep. There's space there around the penalty area.
Haiti are the tournament's underdogs, there's no doubt about it. They couldn't play a game in their home country in the lead up to the World Cup. The country's been ravaged by natural disasters. There's very little football infrastructure. The team have had no corporate sponsors. They've already been a pain for England. And they look well set up against China. They've seen a lot of the ball so far. They haven't created any clear-cut opportunities.
China are very well organised also. We speak about how how resilient the Haiti team is, but China are very well organised in defence as well. And we just seen there that Haiti wanted to play the ball quickly, and that's exactly what they need to do as well. The only way you're going to catch China out is if you play that ball quickly and catch them while they're still organising themselves.
Shoot turnover. And Pierre-Louis keeping things moving. Bachar finding 𝓣𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. That was a little bit hefty. And it's gone Haiti's way. Both have come off not feeling particularly great. Zhang Rui and 𝓣𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
It was a poor touch here, just too big of a touch from Louis, and I don't know if she couldn't stop herself or she's just so tenacious in trying to win that ball back, but definitely went through the China player there.
It's quite a surprise, really, that that free kick has gone in favour of Haiti, and I don't think the manager of China, Jie Qingqiang, is particularly happy about it.
I don't blame her.
𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who is quite dangerous from free kicks. Kicks towards the far post, headed away by Chen. Clear. Chasing to try and reach it was Wu Chengshu.
Yeah, it was good defending there by Yao Lingwei. Just making sure they had the high line there in defending that free kick, but they get back nice and quick to win it in the air.
That's a good turn by 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Here looks as if she's come over towards the left-hand side now. 𝓣𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 has gone to the right. Minutes played. Liu Jiao in a foot race with Joseph and winning possession of the ball.
She does so well, doesn't she? We've seen that race before, haven't we? Liu Jiao does really well, and it looks like she's second to the ball, but she just does ever so well to keep it in. And then she goes and does something like that. Her teammates, I'm sure, are asking her just to keep the ball, lay it off.
That's a short back pass. And there had to be a reaction from 𝓬𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. A little bit wayward from 𝓤𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
Yeah, I think Teus does well to get out, get something on it. She had to go sideways. Disappointed she gave away the corner, but it's good closing down. Joseph needs to put more pace in that for sure.
Jostling for position inside the box. It's a deeper one towards that far post, and Wang Shaosan from the centre-back position in a more familiar attacking role comes close.
Well, they're definitely looking for her, aren't they, at that back post? Just seen the chance here for Liu Jiao there.
That's a foul, which generates a free kick for China. Zhang Lingyang brought down by 𝓤𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
We've just got a little glimpse there of Liu Jiao in that number 10 area, just in front of of Haiti's back four, and you can see there is space opening up there. Just wondering if China are going to keep the ball on the ground and try to play through those thirds.
China can mix up their tactics. They are afraid to change things around. And maybe that set pieces come into play for them here. Wang Xiaoshan is lurking on the edge of that 18-yard box. Going for goal. No one really troubling the 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 from that sort of range. It would take something special from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
It would. It was a little bit ambitious, wasn't it? It's a good 25 yards out, and it's not really going to trouble 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. I'd like to see China take up a little bit of a different way of playing their set pieces, just to play people in, get another touch, just try to move the Haiti defence around a little bit.
Haiti won a lot of plaudits on Saturday, but their form since qualifying through the Intercontinental playoff has not been great. And they've lost their last 5 in a row. China haven't had a great 2023, to be fair.
Are we going on form in the build-up to this World Cup? It's a tough one, isn't it? Because you have teams that have come into this World Cup, not dropped points. For example, Norway, they've had a good run-up into this World Cup and haven't performed, that's for sure. And you've got Australia, who've been looking so good coming into it. Again, just lacking that killer edge.
Here's Li for China, driving forward. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. It's a decent-looking cross. And didn't quite reach. Wu Chengshu, who just motored into the middle of the goal. He's nudged back by 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 to a goalkeeper.
𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 has done extremely well there. It's a really good ball in. Just a back pedal and something on it. Really well, you can just see, I think it was Bao Xiaowei just teeing up for that there. Another thing you'll see that China do really well, they get the players back to defend, they get the red shirts behind the ball, but then of course when they do win it back, if you look up, there aren't many players forward. They need to get that ball moving, they need to commit players forward.
Xiaowei running in behind, but going a little bit earlier on this occasion. Sam Plank is up against it.
That's a really good ball initially. Just trying to find that space in behind the Haiti back line there. I think it was Xiaowei who played that ball through.
Xie Qingzhang said that the result against Denmark was unfortunate. Gave her players a bit of time off, actually, to recalibrate and keep the mood high and minds focused before coming into this game. I wonder what she's thinking.
She's thinking, I want to be on that pitch. What a signing for Leon, by the way. I did a few games in the French league where she was playing for Reims, and you could see she was a standout player there. So unfortunate for these small clubs to lose these players. Just makes that gap even bigger in the leagues.
Might be a foul throw from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Experienced midfielder who's good at bringing others into play. Playing a little bit higher up today.
Oh, I thought Wu Jingxiu was excellent. She looks like she's in a lot of pain.
It's a fierce challenge from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who'd just been penalised for a foul throw and might have been a little bit frustrated. Left the left foot dangling on 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
Wow. I think 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 might be in a little bit of trouble
They're
here.
going to check for a possible red card here, I think.
I mean, it studs up. You can see that 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 is in a lot of pain.
Well, Alejandro Hernandez has called Marta Huerta over towards the near touchline to have a quick look at the monitor. And if she decides that this is a red card offence, and I think it is, it's high up.
It is.
The studs are showing, completely misses the ball. And the referee's got a big call here, and this could be a big moment for China. And let's get down pitch side and see what she has to say about it.
After the on-field review, the final decision is no yellow card, red card number 10 for serious foreplay.
Wow, what a silly, silly tackle.
Down to 10 players after less than half an hour.
Well, you can see the China players protesting, but I think 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 knows. I think she knows herself it was a very, very silly tackle, very dangerous tackle. You can't go in like that, studs up, especially around that area. Thankfully, Judy looks like she's okay and fit to continue.
Well, this is big for China. They know that if they are beaten here by Haiti, they will be knocked out of the tournament. And that challenge by 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷, a very experienced player, on our 169th cap, has seen her sent to the stands early. And it's a lot of work to do for China now.
It is. I'm just wondering if Xie Xingshao, manager, will make any changes, or will they just ask perhaps Wu Jingxiu just to tuck into that midfield?
Well, the good news is that 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷 is up and moving again. The bad news for her is China down to 10 players. And I don't think when they look back at the replay they'll be able to have any complaints about that.
No, absolutely not. You know, just looking at it there, really, really dangerous. Initially, you know, not till you see the replay in the slow motion that you're just hoping that the player down will be able to get back up and continue, but to be very, very careful with these tackles.
See how China rejigged their formation as a result of that. Very well structured up until that point.
I think they'll just keep the back and four in the middle. They're used to that block, quite rigid in those fours. And then they're going to ask a lot from Lo Xiaowei, who's going to be the lone striker up there, chasing down just for that alone. Just even the pressing. China are very good at pressing from the front. That's going to be affected, let alone the forward play.
Just switches the pendulum of momentum in favour of Haiti. We have won a free kick over on the far side.
You can hear a lot of instructions from the China players. They know they're going to have to get this right. They won't want to defend against this Haitian team in the air.
They've been pretty vulnerable from set pieces as well. Punched away by Zhu. It's a good turn now. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 getting into a decent position and keeping hold of the ball. A low cross into that near post. No one really there to attack it. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 coming in, trying to run across the goalkeeper.
Good play, though, isn't it, from Haiti? Good play from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 there on this side. Did really well to get her ball in. She was initially blocked by the Chinese defence, but she did well. Again, just need more patient players up there to put pressure on this goalkeeper, Zhu, who, for me, needs to be tested.
Well, there is a serious problem for China now. They weren't amongst the favourites. It's been a long time since they made a splash at a Women's World Cup, but they did make the World Cup by winning the Asian Cup last year. It was a bit of a surprise, but they're ranked 14th in the world. Denmark ranked 13th. It was expected to be a fight between those two to go through with England. And there's very much all to play for now.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said before, I was impressed with China against Denmark. I thought they kept the ball really well. I thought they moved the ball really well, nice and quickly. But like many teams in this World Cup, that number 9 position, that centre forward position is lacking a little bit.
And the rain has come. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 looking for Wu Chengsu, had moved into an advanced position. One back over on that far side. This is Zhang Yingyang being pursued by 𝓣𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who jumps the hurdle.
Well, Zhang Linwan there really looking for that free kick. She felt like she should have got it. But if you actually look, China are actually getting the ball into the box too early because they don't have the numbers in there. They need to keep possession. They need to refresh the ball, recycle the ball, because the space is in front of that back line of Haiti. They're just not exploiting that.
Chinese fans taking shelter. I don't think the Chinese players and the management team will be able to shelter themselves from criticism if they are to go out of the group stage for the first time for Women's World Cup. Make the most of the chances they got against England. Mary Earps made one particularly great save. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 steered a decent effort wide. If they get a decent chance in this game, they must take it.
Yeah, I mean, 2 great saves really from Mary Earps. Haiti were unlucky not to level, but all in all, England were the better side, obviously. It would have been a bit of a disastrous result if Haiti had equalised.
Now going to make a change, China here. Try and rebalance the team. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 thought she was fouled, and the break is on. And it's a teasing ball that 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 played. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 was chasing. Pierre-Louis. 𝓣𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓷𝓰. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓷𝓰 is always going to find it difficult to get on the end of that one. Lots of possession for China, very little penetration. And that task has only been made harder by the sending off of Zhang Rui after 29 minutes. And here's a change. And 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 is coming off and is going to be replaced. Xinjiang, who played on the right-hand side of midfield in the first game, comes on, goes out towards the left-hand side on this occasion, and Zhang Yingyang will go as the lone striker. What do you make of that change?
It's a bit of a funny one. Kind of more of a defensive change, really. Zhang Xin, who started, as you said, the first game, she is more of a defensive midfielder, and you're taking off a striker in 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Maybe 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, manager, is trying to make that connect from midfield to the forwards. You can see actually Zhang Xin, the number 6 there, just pushing a bit higher. There was definitely a disconnect between the midfield and the 2 strikers. Perhaps she's trying to connect them back together.
8 minutes to go before half-time. Sending off on an early change for China. Had a couple of attempts, but nothing that's really troubled 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 in the Haiti goal. Haiti have had no shots on goal at all in the opening 38 minutes of the match. They're biding their time. It's a big switch on here if they want to use it. Sent out by 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 out towards Chen, but couldn't get it under control.
Well, I think that pretty much sums up the China half here. Just do things well. They know what they should be doing, but then the execution or the final ball just hasn't been there.
Just to reiterate, China desperately need to win, because if they lose, they will be out. If Haiti lose, they will have to beat Denmark on the final day of this group and hope that England beat China as well. If Haiti don't lose this match, then England go through to the last 16. They have 6 points and currently top the group. Of course, Zhang Rui will also miss that England game as a result of that straight red card. Should China progress to the next stage of the competition, it may be that they decide to add a couple of extra on.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think we're going to see Wang Xuan playing the England game. I think they're trying to keep her, but it doesn't really make sense to me because they have to win this game. They're keeping their best player on the bench. I know she arrived late to camp. Can't be the only reason she's not playing.
𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 sending it long, looking for 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Second ball, one in midfield by 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. And the flick on just invited the run of 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
I think she's been a handful, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 there in midfield. I think she's done really well. She's getting on the end of things. Causing a few problems.
They themselves are rotating their forward 3. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 started on the left, has ended up on the right. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 started on the left-hand side, is now gone through the middle. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷 coming out to this left-hand side. Just giving China something to think about, just trying to find a way to get those 3 into the game with more regularity.
Too many balls given away by China. They're trying to force that ball out wide, particularly down this right-hand side. Just letting the ball run out, whether it's a poor touch or the pass is too strong.
First time cross, which has to be dealt with by Yao Wei. Haiti going to win it back. Wanted a free kick. Get a free ball back. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓲 cross. Aimed towards 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓲. Rondezer plays it a little bit behind her compatriot. And that's a chance to break, but there is now 1 player less for China, so it's very difficult to do that. Haiti just slowly but surely getting a foothold in the match.
They are. Much better from Haiti, but just going back to China, yes, they're a player down, which means they have to keep possession, which means they might need that extra pass in midfield, those extra 2 passes in midfield, and they're not doing that. They're trying to get the ball forward way too quickly.
Rondezer in behind, big chance, big goal! Big offside flag, which spares China's blushes.
Such a shame. You can hear the crowd absolutely elated by this goal. She was offside, that was pretty obvious. It's a lovely little, but it actually comes off the referee as well. Oh yeah, no, she's offside. Nice play again. Nice play, good finish from Munns there. That'll lift them a little bit.
Well, it just gives them an indication of what they're capable of. Yang Lina has sent the ball wide to Zhang Jin. Wu Chengsu waiting in the centre, but that ball's not going to come.
And it's coming from that central area from China. Spoke about that area, just in front of the back four of Haiti.
Joseph just got to be a little bit careful here. Very carefully manages to clear.
Very calmly. Taking players on in her own box there. And the goalkeeper probably screaming at her.
I can imagine you were quite shy and retiring.
I was, Sam. Say a word.
Well, there is a brightness about them when they get into forward positions. It's pretty clear that she was in an offside position, the semi-automated offsides.
They're good at that, though, China. They're good at holding the line. But you still have to go with the player just in case. She'll be stepping across here.
And he thought it was going to count. Wu trying to get the back of 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Yaoling Wei. That'll be a nervous and rather tense second 45 minutes. That statistic in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen identifies one of the big problems in the match. Too many turnovers of possession, too many loose balls.
Yeah, and, you know, as much as I would love to praise Haiti for their defensive display, I'd say it's more China not protecting the ball enough, not being careful with the ball enough. You know, even here, look at this. You've got the player coming on, Chang's in, just giving the ball away. It's a silly pass. You're not going to squeeze it through those players. Just keep the ball. Be patient. You don't have to be direct, particularly when you've got just the one player up there.
Mathurin trying to Hollywood ball up to Nazir. Diana Pierre-Louis. Again, not purposeful enough with a touch back into midfield. Surely Judy has lost the ball as a result. This is Wu. And again, Yaoling Wei. Yao Wei. Chen. It's the substitute Zhang. I imagine there'll be quite a bit of first half stoppage time. Just 3 minutes.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a bit longer than that. Joseph does really well covering here. It's exactly where China want to put the ball. They're trying to exploit those wide areas, those high areas. But the back line of Haiti have dealt with it really, really well so far, particularly Joseph covering off.
Zhang Yin trying to play the ball into Chen. It's going to be a foul.
It is. Yeah, Yang Lina just pulling back there. It's fairly obvious.
Louise found Borgella. Diana Pierre-Louis. That ball forward.
Knock the ball, look at far right, so much space. You need to get it out there earlier though, it's too late.
ball's not quite accurate enough.
Difficult to play those balls, those floating, direct, straight balls over the top.
Maybe a chance here for China to build something. Zhang Ningyan. Liao Lingwei finds Wu. And Li had made a decent run towards that right-hand side. He's now out of position. But once again, Haiti have given the ball back. It's been picked off by Wang Shanshan. Dealt with by 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who's had a good first 45 minutes.
She has. Tell you what, Sam, Li Mengwen there, the right back for China, looks like she's really struggling. She doesn't look like she's moving right at all. That's where I'd be targeting if I were the Haiti manager, getting that ball, get my players down there, particularly 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who's really good at holding the ball up, really good at getting past players. Again, that ball too direct.
There is the half-time whistle. No other team in Women's World Cup history have drawn more games than China. But this result, if it was to stay like this, would leave their participation hanging by a thread. Down to 10 players after the sending off of Zhang Rui after just half an hour. It means that at the break it's all square. Analysis from Karen Carney and Siobhan Chamberlain incoming with Laura Woods. But at half-time in Adelaide, it's China 0, Haiti 0.
Okay, it's half-time between China and Haiti, and there you go. That really is the incident of the match so far. This initially, that challenge from 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 was a yellow card. You can see 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, the referee, going have a look at the monitor, coming back and saying, no, you know what, that is a red card. She was off, and China down to 10 women. Yes, it affected the game in some ways, but they managed to keep the score goalless. And in terms of quality, both of these teams could really do with a win, to be honest, Karen. We haven't seen a lot of quality yet.
No, I mean, from Haiti losing 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 before the game with an injury, muscle injury, she's a star player, so they missed the quality in the attacking third. And China, as we're going to see in the clips in a minute, just don't have the numbers in advance, and now in particular down to 10 players.
Siobhan, let's go back through this red card incident. I think for you two, once you'd seen the replay, there was no question about it. It's very dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely no question about it. There was no malicious intent with it, but that makes no difference. It was reckless, it was dangerous, and could have been a potential leg breaker had she had her foot planted. You see here as the ball comes across, I think it's worse each time you see it. You just cringe. There you see the pain that she's in writhing on the ground. First gets given as you see the yellow card, but as we see it again, the high foot, the studs up. If that foot was planted from 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, it's a dangerous, dangerous tackle, and that could be a leg breaker. I think she was very lucky the fact that her leg was in the air, went to VAR, and I don't think anybody was surprised that it was overturned.
This is from a player as well. So 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 has 169 caps, and that was about 30 minutes, 29, 30 minutes in the game, which has killed it really in terms of their game plan, what they wanted to do. Would you expect a little bit more composure from a player with that much experience?
Well, when you're a senior player, you do edge on your experience, but what we know at major tournaments is that sometimes goes out the window. When you go into a game knowing you've got to win, you've got to give a little bit more, and sometimes you just completely over-aroused going into that game, in that situation. So it's very uncharacteristic-like from her, and disappointing now for China.
Before we lost that player in the game, China had about 70% possession, and we know that Haiti were happy to give that up. But China failed to capitalise on that and make the most of it, Karen.
Yeah, I mentioned how toothless I felt they were in the opening game, and it hasn't really changed here. Look, they're good at organising, pressing, from especially when Haiti have the ball, and they're comfortable in build-up. But when they just get it up into the final third, you find like they're completely isolated. Look, one player, who can she pass to? There's 4 Haiti players around her. Who can she link up with? And that's a disappointing thing. And now you're down to 10 players. You're thinking, I mean, they're picking the ball up from deep areas. She's just got to play that in that space there where it's highlighted. Just play it one touch, in behind, takes another touch, and the opportunity's missed. And you only get these opportunities once or twice at major tournaments at international level, and you've got to really use them well. And I just think now it's really hard for China. You know, they're not particularly strong in the attacking third. Now down to 10 players, tough.
How do you think they've coped with those 10 players, Siobhan?
They took a little bit of time to adjust. I think the first 5 minutes, they grew into the game a little bit more, Haiti did. But then after that, China came back into it a little bit more. They used their width, they made a couple of changes, they adjusted, then they adapted, and key players came in and were able to lead that. But I think Haiti need to dominate now. They need to take the most of those opportunities. And both teams, as Kaz said, need to stop being toothless and be a little bit more ruthless.
Fingers crossed. We want goals, because they actually have 59 goals this tournament so far, which means that the prize pot is getting even bigger.
Time now for your chance at home to win an amazing £30,000. Dream
top-class racing at one of the most beautiful.
On. If China manage to draw this game, they still have a chance of qualifying for the next round of this World Cup. What do we think we'll see from them in the second half?
I think it's more of the same. As I said, after the sending off, they had a little lull, but they did start to grow into the game. So there is opportunity. And as we can see there...
Wonderful. We wondered about this. We knew that she didn't start because she had a muscle strain, but 𝓤𝓸𝓲 coming off the bench, that is the last thing you want to see in your Chinese team.
You're down to 10 players and you see 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 come on and you're thinking, wow, if we give the ball away, she's going to punish us. They've got to be really on it now, China.
OK, neither team have a win yet at this World Cup. They both have a chance of qualifying. They both need a win. Let's get your commentary team for the second half. Emma Byrne and Sam Matterface.
Thank you, Laura. Yeah, exactly what we all wanted to see. The arrival of Wang Shuang for China and the return of 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. 𝓳𝓸𝓲 coming in for 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 at the start of the second half in what feels like a bit of a planned move, really. And Wang Shuang coming on for Wu Chengxu at the start of the second half. How can 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 damage this China side, Emma Byrne?
Well, she can damage any side. She's such a good player. And if it was planned, what a great tactic, just to keep China to 0-0 and then to bring a player on like 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 just to completely rip it up. She's so quick. She keeps the ball so well. She's going to occupy at least two of the Chinese players, so...
And they're already in here. Mashima Louise scurrying over to try and reach the ball, but the offside flag, I think, had already gone up.
Yeah, this is going to pin the China back line back. They're going to have to play a little bit deeper. They can't afford space in behind them. She's going to be picking up those balls, and I think we're going to see a lot from her this half.
Well, she was terrific against England, a constant menace, underscoring her role as one of the most promising young players in the world. You can see already standing in the middle of the pitch, dictating, telling her fellow teammates where she wants them to be. She's not going to be 20 until the final week of the tournament. Both China and Haiti came into this game on the back of narrow defeats, but both knew victory was pretty much essential if they didn't want to go home. And if Haiti don't lose, remember, England will qualify for the knockout stages. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. This is Diane. Here, Louise out to Mathurin, who's looking for 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Wang Shuang with the clearance.
Just see 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 there, right in the centre of our pictures, just picking up that role in that area, that number 10 area. That's definitely going to occupy the two holding midfielders of China. They're going to be very aware of her, and I think Yang Linan, Yao Lingwei are going to be sitting back there for this half.
Judy. Chance to cross for Petit Frere. And 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 came storming in. The ball is spilt out toward Montezir. Crosses the near post, is not being attacked.
She's just being told not so close to the keeper, but you can see straight away the effect 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 has on this team. When you've got a player like her, it's absolutely fantastic. Just lifts the team a little bit, lifts everything, lifts the momentum, swaying in Haiti's favour at the moment.
Might be averaging around about 2 per game, but it's not been a tournament full of goal fests. Only 5 of the 26 matches so far have featured goals from both sides.
It's a good thing, by the way, Sam. As a former goalkeeper, it's a very good thing. Finally, we can praise our goalkeepers.
Jamonte, a little bit hefty, inviting 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 to get up on that left-hand side. Lee with the throw for China.
𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 ever so well there. Slightest little push on Zhang Lingwan there, just to knock her off balance.
Jamonte penalised. Clearance from 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 goes straight into the body of Chen Guizhou. Martina Petit-Frere celebrates her 20th birthday on the final group game. A lot of these players have come through the Under-20 World Cup. That's where the Haiti team really started to show their promise 5 years ago. They haven't shown any fear. They haven't looked daunted by the prospect of competing at the World Cup. Their home is not currently a place where football can thrive, which is why they've utilised the French leagues as a base, as a development tool.
It's a very, very good idea. I don't think any of the debut teams have really shown fear, which I find absolutely brilliant. I love it. I love that fact that that gap is closing. Not many teams are going to be left there or conceding 10, 11 goals like 4 years ago. It's what you want to see. It's what we strive to see. Definitely seen it in this World Cup.
Well, Haiti know that the odds are against them in terms of getting through the group. Excluding the first tournament, only 5 of the subsequent 24 debutants had progressed to the knockout stages at their first World Cup. And none of them went any further than that. Foul by Zhang on 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Now China have got problems. Down to 10 players, and knowing that a defeat eliminates them from the tournament after just 2 games. Set piece aimed in towards Jamonte, and it drops nicely, comes to Jamonte, and it's tipped over brilliantly by Zhu Yu. It's a stunning save.
What do they have to do to put the ball in the back of the net? It falls absolutely perfectly for Jamonte. What a save from Zhu. What a reaction save. Just gets something on it and then gets a little bit of luck, deflecting it over the bar, but oh, it's a big, big miss from Jamonte there.
What a chance to put Haiti in front.
Anywhere, either side of the goalkeeper, and that's in.
Well, she is the goalkeeper for the top team in China. She made her name as a penalty saver in the Asian Cup. She was the goalkeeper of the tournament 12 months ago. That that was terrific.
She does really well just to try and make herself big. You can see Zhu Wan there on the side clapping her goalkeeper. Have to give her a bit of praise for that save. What a brilliant reaction save from her.
Well, China, whose problem has been set-piece defending at times, being crowded out here at the near post.
Keeper's nightmare.
And towards that near post, it wasn't the greatest of deliveries from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
It was horrible, wasn't it? I mean, we speak about the debut teams. They depend on set pieces, especially if you've got someone like 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 in there who can get up like that, who can rise in the air like that. The delivery has to be better. Just as you said, they're crowding the goalkeeper. It's really difficult for the goalkeeper to come through those players unless you're going to clean people out, which is fine as well, as far as I'm concerned. But that ball has to be delivered into that area.
Picked up by Wang Shuang and sent back to goalkeeper. Well, that was a little bit hefty from Wang Shuang. Just a body check. But Joseph is back on her feet again.
Well, we spoke about 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 and the difference she makes to Haiti. I think Wang Shuang there, who's come on for China, makes a big difference as well. She's not as involved in play as 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 would be, but this is where her teammates, China, need to get the ball to her in that central area there. You can see she's on her own. She's in a good position there.
Minutes in, and the only attempt on goal that Haiti have managed is that effort from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, saved by Zhu Yu in the Chinese goal.
And if that had hit the back of the net, it wouldn't have really mattered, would it? That one chance, one goal.
That was Denmark's record against China. And it earned them all 3 points. China been struggling for goals. And it's not going to be helped by the fact that they have got to attack the second half, being down to 10 players.
Yeah, it's the build-up play, though, Sam. They need to do better than keep the ball better and move the ball better. They do really well from defence to midfield, but it's that transition from midfield to striker and then the support to the strikers. Need to do better there, make better decisions.
Chen. Yang Lina. Haiti have got it again.
I think Yang,
she picks up the ball, there's a sort of spark of electricity that goes through the crowd.
In here as well. I think Yang Li has done really well in midfield there for China, but she loses too many balls. I'd like to see her play forward a little bit more, be a little bit more efficient with the ball.
Zhang out wide to Zhang Jin. Bit of space on the outside for Li, who's made up the ground well. Zhang to aim at in the centre. Headed away by 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, but Li has got the chance to recycle it. It's another decent ball in. It's aimed towards the star striker. Wang Shuang holding off one defender. Can't cut past the second.
It's a great ball in. When Li Mengwen set that ball back, I think it was to Wang Shanchen. No, it wasn't to Wang Shanchen. Poor ball there again. But what a great ball in originally from Yao Wei. She needs to... It's a handball, isn't it? She needs to attack that.
Well, it is a threat that they still possess, despite a numerical disadvantage. She has a wonderful turn of pace, can be electric, huge star, 5 goals in 4 games at the Asian Cup, also scored goals for fun at the Olympics in Tokyo. And the Asian Cup 4 years before that. She actually scored 4 goals in 1 game against Zambia at the Olympics. Has played in Europe with PSG as 𝓣𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
I mean, you can see she's in a different class of her own, but unfortunately we're not seeing her on the ball enough here today. You can see she's raising her hands there, saying, switch the ball, give me the ball. And it's where China, you know, they need to improve on. They need to be able to get that ball switched quicker. We spoke about it right at the beginning of the game. Can they move the ball quicker? Can they switch the ball?
And the chase is on for 𝓳𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Goalkeeper 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 putting it straight into the stand, taking no chances. Well, the hour mark is up, and it does look as if we're going to see another Haitian change. And 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who had that effort in the second half, which was beautifully stopped by Mary Earps in the game against England, is about to enter the fray. I think the Haitians know that they've got an opportunity, a real opportunity here, playing against a team that aren't creating enough chances and that are down to 10 players and that will tire. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓰 sending it towards the far post. It's only half cleared by China. It was a half chance for Haiti.
Well, the longer this game goes on at 0-0, of course Haiti are going to be a little bit more optimistic. Just getting the ball in the box, just putting pressure on China, because China don't clear their lines very well. We knew that. Just look at the amount of red shirts back there, and it's one of the reasons why China aren't getting forward enough. They're worried about that Haiti front line. China really need to commit more players forward here. As you said before, they have to win this game. They need to go for it.
Might give us a nice spectacle in the last half hour. Opportunity here. The flag has stayed down for now. The ball is with 𝓳𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, trying to squeeze it through. Lee does well. And then eventually it's smuggled behind by Yao Loi.
Oh, you can just feel the energy, can't you? It's just changing, it's shifting towards Haiti. It's a good ball in, look at that space. 𝓳𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 knows exactly where she wants to exploit. Again, she's poor defending from China.
Set piece time. And here comes 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Came off the bench to replace Jennifer Limage, who ruptured her ACL in the first game against England. Will whip this ball in to be attacked. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 wearing 6 at the near post. It's aimed in towards that near post area, and there's a bit of confusion. It might come down for 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. He was, I think, caught in 2 minds of what to do, and in the end went for an acrobatic effort which he couldn't pull off. And there might be a little bit of an issue here for Yao Wei.
Yeah, I think 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 just eyes on the ball. Definitely, there's no intent there to foul. I have to say, though, Zhu Yu is definitely looking a little bit dodgy under those balls, isn't she? Obviously not a clear call, because Zhang Xing tried to clear it. See there that 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, oh, right in the face of Yao Wei. Dangerous play.
Be a little bit lucky. In fact, I think she has been given a yellow card here, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, for a high foot. I thought she might be avoiding it, but the yellow card has been shown to her.
Yeah, it is dangerous. I don't think there was any malicious intent there, but
Yahweh is a pretty flexible character. She's played at left back and in midfield for the national team. Centre back tonight. Another change. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 is coming off. On comes
Substitution for Haiti.
𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
She'll be replaced by
I
number
think
11, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 has had a really good game. She's right in the mix of it. Really good tracking back from her as well. She didn't look tired. Definitely a tactical change.
Well, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 can play in midfield or as a striker, can drift out wide. It looks like she'll come out towards the right-hand side. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Forward by 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Mascherano teasing it down the touchline. Almost kept it in.
Oh, this game needs a goal. Looks like it might come from Haiti first, to be quite honest.
China will tell you they have the mental resilience. Their victory in the Asian Cup was as much down to their mentality rather than any sort of sense that they outclassed their opponents, Japan and South Korea. China are an experienced nation in women's football. They hosted the first unofficial World Championships in 1988. And then the inaugural Women's World Cup in 1991, again in 2007. They were runners-up in 99 to the United States. They only lost that on penalties. But it is 2 decades since they made it beyond the quarterfinals at either the Olympics or the World Cup. They have faded.
They're a really big nation in women's football. That's why there's a lot expected from them. There's a lot of pressure on them. There's a lot of pressure on Xinjiang here to get out of the group, and it doesn't really look likely.
Well, the next opponents are England, so that ain't going to help. Because whatever happens, they're going to need to beat them. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, a little bit too eager. Comes through to 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 anyway. Monet is at the far post, lurking with intent. Well, it comes back out to the edge of the penalty area, and 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 is close to connecting with that.
Well, Li Mengwen did really well there to get her head on that. She would have been well aware that Germaine was right behind her.
China coming forward. Ball into Wang Shuang was not accurate. It's one from range from Yang Lina.
Yeah, you can see they were looking for Wang Shuang there, but just too many Haitian players there in between. That's a real killer ball, real difficult ball in there to find Wang Shuang. Again, just not committing the players forward.
Germaine. Mascherano. More control of the ball from Haiti in this second half than in the first half. Basically, China had the most of it, but didn't make the most of it. Yang Lina powering forward. It's just too much on the ball that was aimed towards Zhang Linian. And now this is where Haiti are dangerous. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 pulls off. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷 should have passed it. It's maybe a little bit too late. Comes through towards Mirella Mondezer, but she was always going to be flagged offside. It's decision-making in the final third that's cost Haiti there.
Absolutely. We were screaming. I was screaming at the screen. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷 is on her own. Just here, look, she could have passed it, just a square pass. Or even a little pullback. She'd have lost space there, and 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷 took that extra touch and just allowed China to close Germaine down. And of course, Mondezer was certainly well offside.
Such an opportunity. And they've had some. And Nicola Delphine certainly is aware of that. The 44-year-old Frenchman who is a hero in Haiti for taking them to the World Cup. He's got 20 years of experience coaching in women's football. And this could be the biggest 20 minutes of his career. It could be a big 20 minutes or so for her as well. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who was appointed in November. She was in the team that won the silver medal at the Olympics in Atlanta. She wants to try and bring the good times back to Chinese women's football. She says she wants to take them right back to the very top of the women's game, but that, at this moment in time, looks a steep climb.
Nah, they're a little bit off that for sure. But even just recognising when to press, when to push players forward. I know they're a player down, but you've got two sitting midfielders in Yang Linan, Yao Lingwei. You need to sacrifice one of them and push one of them higher. Speaking about winning the game, I know they're worried about Haiti's pace. I know they're certainly worried now when 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰's on the pitch, but you have to take risks. Look a little bit deflated as well, China.
There hasn't been too much to take a picture of for the Chinese fans so far in the game. Those two Chinese fans watching on with their phones out may well have been trying to capture 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, as it may be in future times. They'll look back at those pictures and say, I was there when she was playing at the World Cup.
I think they're going to have many more opportunities to see 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 play at the World Cup. 19 years of age? 20?
20 in the last week of the tournament, yeah.
So she's still 19.
Still 19.
Still 19. What were you doing when you were 19, Sam? Not playing in the World Cup, anyway.
You're absolutely right about that. Good ball by Wang. Chance for China here. That was a challenge that's going to lead to a penalty, or is it?
Offside.
Offside flag is up prior to the challenge. A momentary panic in the Haitian defence, and Zhang Linyang knows that that was a nearly moment.
Oh,
it's tight.
Oh, I think she's onside.
And if she is, there's trouble coming.
Such a shame for 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 there to give away that penalty.
Well, they are checking
looking at the ref.
The possible offside leading up to that penalty situation, so it will be properly reviewed. It may take some time, this, because there's a few things to sort out here. They have to work out the offside initially. Was Zhang Linyang in an offside position? And then was it a foul? Well, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 is leading the charge over to speak to the referee, Marta Huerta. That's not advisable.
Well, I don't know why players do this, because it's not up to the referee, really, is it? I mean, they're going to go and check the VAR. They're going to go use the technology. But at the end of the day, the referee will be making the decision off the technology.
There's 11 million people in Haiti worrying about what comes next.
After a factual review, no offside, so penalty kick.
Yeah.
They've given a penalty for China against Haiti.
Well, I don't know why they're celebrating yet, because China didn't look like they were going to score. It is onside, just onside. And of course, they had to decide that it was a penalty, and it was. It's just a little bit rash from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 there. Clever play as well by Zhang Linyang.
Well, there were a couple of penalty situations in the Portugal game yesterday that didn't materialise in penalty kicks. And it's been a little bit slow after an initial burst of penalties at the start of the tournament, but this is a real opportunity for China to take the lead in the game. It's a big moment, this, for 𝓤𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Can she stop it? No, she can't. Wang Shuang, the superstar of Chinese football, is in the spotlight again. And that will settle a few China nerves.
Oh, she looked confident, didn't she? There was no doubt who had taken that penalty. She puts it away really, really well. 𝓤𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰's there. A bit disappointed, but to be quite honest, it looked like it was always going to be Wang Shuang putting this in the back of the net, so confident. Sent the keeper the wrong way.
She went very early again, didn't she? 𝓤𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷, who did save the initial kick from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 in the game of the weekend involving England, and then it had to be retaken. I think she was looking at a water bottle to find out the instructions. Jordan Pickford did that. Had had all the instructions written on the back of his water bottle of who to face and how to dive. But as it stands, China will go level on points with Denmark, 3 points each. It does mean that England have not yet qualified if it stays as it is. England against China, massive game now. Coming up later in the week, live on ITV1.
You can just see there that Yang Li Na there pushing up a little bit, which is what I think she should have been doing earlier on. They're 1-0 up and now they decide to push up a little bit.
Come China again. And it could be another penalty because Zhang Linyan has gone down, and that collision with 𝓤𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 looked a little bit clumsy. Play continues. Li travelling with the ball. Zhang Linyan is still down inside the area and gingerly getting back to her feet. There's a bit more confidence about China now.
What lovely feet there from Wang Shuang, really showing her class, managing to keep the ball.
They are checking for a possible penalty here, Emma.
It did look clumsy, I have to say. I mean...
It's a penalty, isn't it?
It's a penalty. It's a penalty. It's just silly, isn't it? Nice hat.
Well, you wait a couple of days for penalties to be given, and all of a sudden you get two in the space of 3 minutes. There's not much doubt. Or is there? There's a lap play on.
It's not a penalty? OK.
Can you explain that one to me?
I can't. I need to see it again. It looked fairly obvious. It was really clumsy. No way that the Haitian player was going for the ball there. I think it was 𝓤𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, wasn't it? She didn't even attempt to.
Well, it's a big let-off for Haiti, that. I'd love to see it again. It's another corner. Well, if things go against China now, I think she'll be absolutely furious that that second penalty was given. It's good feet by Zhang, standing the ball up, and it's steered over by Zhang Linyan.
That was a lovely, lovely ball in from Zhang's in there. Just a little chip up. Got to hit the target there. Come on, have to hit the target. Just looking at this again. I mean, it's a foul anywhere else, isn't it, on the pitch?
maybe it wasn't clear and obvious. Unsurprised. Chen. And it did feel as if after the weekend when there was a run of matches where up until the England game actually against Haiti there was a penalty in every match, that they'd become few and far between, and there was almost a reluctance to intervene as often and give them. But I don't think you can do that mid-tournament. You certainly can't do that mid-game.
No, absolutely not. But you have to say, you have to get into the box and the ball at your feet to get a penalty, and it's probably only the first 3 or 4 times we've seen China in the Haitian box. Just, you know, and as the tournament goes on, obviously managers are going to remind their players, you know, just be careful about defending in the area.
This was in the build-up to the first incident where a penalty was given.
Yeah, she was onside, wasn't she?
Much around with the clumsy challenge.
Yeah, you can see that Teus is guessing there. Technique of guessing where she's going to go, and of course if it goes to the other side there's absolutely nothing she can do about it. She can't react to it.
Ďažík did keep his phone out just in time to record the penalty. 2 changes for Haiti. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 is coming on. There's 10 minutes to go. The way things are at the moment, China will be continuing in this competition. Free kick right towards the goalkeeper, who elects the punch. Joseph. 𝓤𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Free kick. The high foot.
Yeah. I think Nicolas Delphine will just be a bit worried about his defenders now, about penalties and just lazy challenges in there. They might be a little bit tired, so might want to change that up back there.
The changes for Haiti. Also coming on is Danielle Etienne.
Substitutions for Haiti coming off at number 19, Diana Perry-Louis should be replaced by number 8.
Diana Perry-Louis is coming off as well. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 will go into the back line. Danielle Etienne, whose brother and dad were Haitian international footballers, comes into the middle of the park. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 has come out to the right side of the defence. He's having to deal with Zhang Linyan. We've got him between her and 𝓤𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. I think it means that they'll just shuffle across again, a little bit like they did in the game with England. And they went the other way and everybody moved in field one. Tabitha Joseph and 𝓤𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 will become the centre halves, and 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 the right back. Off comes Yao Lingwei, who was told at 19 she wasn't going to be a pro footballer because of her knee. She'd only last a couple of years. She's 27 and playing at a World Cup now. She is replaced by Dao Xixing. 𝓤𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. 𝓤𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
You can see that Haiti are pressing, they're pushing players forward. They want to get one back. This is exactly where China can exploit them, though, and they're pushing players forward.
And there's a chance to burst forward for Ďažík. Brilliant defending by 𝓤𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
Really good recovery. Seeing the 1v1s. Haiti are so good at getting back, so good at recovering, so quick and powerful.
When they look back at this tournament, Haiti will, if they do end up finding themselves going out when they play Denmark in a couple of days' time. They'll think about the fact that the situation they placed themselves in has come about because of 2 penalties. One against England, which was avoidable, the handball, and the mistake by Maturin in this game. They've had some bad luck along the way with Lemars picking up the ACL issue. Here's Zhang. He's got support. Decides that he doesn't need it. But it's no problem for 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
Again, though, I'd be asking my player, why are you taking that shot? We're 1-0 up with 7 minutes to go. Either keep the ball by running into the corner, you keep the ball by recycling it, playing it to your own players.
That's the wisest of ball by 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
We were just talking about Haiti there and the penalties that they've given away. For me against England, I mean, it's bizarre, wasn't it? The 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, just hands in the air. But these are all things that you learn. It's about experience, about gaining that experience in these big tournaments.
Bit of cramp creeping in. And the Haiti fans a bit nervous. They'll know they'll need to beat Denmark, beat them well, and hope England do them a favour on the final day if they're going to sneak through.
It could very well happen, you know.
You never know in this World Cup. Five minutes to go. What could happen in the next 5 minutes? 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 trying to squeeze the ball through. Very difficult to get it beyond Wang Shanshan. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 does well.
𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 does extremely well. What a handful she is.
The Chinese manager, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷, is famed for her in-game changes and her impact that the substitutions have. And there's a substitute who scored the goal. But here's a chance for Haiti. Well defended by Yao Wei. Just wonder whether or not 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 could have just attacked that slightly more.
It's a great ball in. I don't think they were expecting it to arrive in that area. They have to expect it. They've got 5-6 minutes to keep themselves in this World Cup.
Wei's ball asking a lot of Lee. Doesn't mind trying to answer that question. It's a Chinese throw.
Good play from Lee Mong-wen there, just putting pressure on 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 just to keep possession, basically, just to hang on.
Well, Zhang Yingyang has worked her socks off all evening. She will be replaced for the final few minutes by Tang Jiali. Prolific at the Asian Cup, had a few loan spells in Europe, and with Tottenham and Madrid, she was the first player in the WSL from China.
Not many Chinese players venture out of China. I think it's very important for them to experience European football, to be able to compete in the World Cup. That physicality of the game in Europe. I think China have done really well. I think they've improved really well in that. The same as Japan, the same as Spain. These teams that have been lacking that physicality. To do that, really need to experience better leagues, different leagues.
Joseph plays that slightly behind where it needed to be for 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. 𝓳𝓸𝓲 pressing, can't win the ball. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 needs to use it well. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷 takes it in, has support on this right-hand side.
That's disappointing, isn't it? Just nearly too much time on the ball, to be quite honest. She was expecting a little bit of support there. Could have been a foul. Yeah, she's asking the referee why not.
Haiti coming off at number 9, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 replaced by
𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷 is being replaced by 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. She plays her football in Russia with Zenit St. Petersburg. She's been studying for a degree in civil engineering in that city.
Haiti want to get on with it. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷 there did really well tracking back. She thought it was her throw in, came off a Chinese player, but they've given it everything, haven't they, Haiti?
There will be 9 minutes of additional time.
9 minutes.
It's a little bit more to give. Well, that gives them hope. 9 minutes. Had a couple of official reviews. We've had 9 substitutions in the game. Most of those back in the second half. Is there one last chance for Haiti? There might be more than just one.
Well, there can be, if they don't lose their heads, if they just calm down and keep possession.
Teus will come and claim that.
There's no need to panic. Tried to get 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 on the ball as much as possible. You can see her there essentially running. What a ball.
And she's on the ball now. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 takes it a bit wide. The back heel too hefty for 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷.
Oh, it's not the moment for that. She has to keep the ball. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 does well. She's in a good position to get it back off 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷, but
another ball into the box. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷 has been brought down. It's going to be a Haitian penalty. There's the chance. And it could be the most experienced defender of them all. Wang Shanzan, who is the guilty party, she's pleading for a VAR decision.
oof. Do you know what? I think the ref's still going to give it, even if she goes and looks at VAR, because you can't put your hands up.
Well,
you can't put your hands on a player like that.
It's Chen Qizhao who makes the foul. The referee has been called over to the monitor to check the foul. She awarded the penalty. The VAR, Alejandro Hernandez, has said, check this out. Now, is there enough in this to suggest that that wasn't a foul?
I mean, personally, I don't think there's enough in it to say it was a foul.
But is there enough to overturn the decision? It's supposed to be a clear and obvious error.
No, there's not enough in it to overturn it. I mean, how many times do we see this week in, week out, and it's not given?
Let's see it.
After the on-field review, final decision, no penalty, normal contact.
I mean, it's a strange one. Initially, she gave the penalty. You can't put your hands on a player like that in the area.
Well, the Chinese are happy.
Why did she blow in the first place? That's what I want to know, because for me, you see these all the time and they're never given. She does have her hands all over her. If you're going to check VAR, it's a penalty because it is a foul, no?
It seems strange once it's given to think that there was enough evidence on that replay to overturn the decision. I think he's thinking the same as you.
That would have been very interesting, wouldn't it? I mean, I'd love to see them score a goal, let's be honest. Always the underdogs, but...
Well, it'll generate headlines, won't it? There's a couple of penalty decisions that have been flagged up in this game. Of course, we mentioned that 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓰 would be incredibly disappointed that she didn't get a second penalty, especially if Haiti were to equalise.
Well, that was very more bang on a penalty than that, I have to say. But I just don't know why initially she called for a penalty and then wasn't sure. If she let that play go on, surely somebody from the VAR team would have said, you need to check that. That's how it works out.
Well, that, in my opinion, would have been one of those, if you'd given it on the field of play, it was unlikely to be overturned. If you hadn't have given it on the field of play, then it was unlikely that VAR were going to intervene. They're upset about it. They are not.
Well, it's all or nothing now for Haiti. They'll keep drilling those balls in, and there's nothing wrong with them, to be quite honest. Great balls coming from that side.
Space for 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 on that left-hand side. And Etienne thrusts it forward. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 trying to bounce the ball past the defender, and it hit her hand in the end.
She's trying to do too much now at this stage. You see 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 on that left-hand side. She's getting herself in great positions. She's the one that can ping the ball in. She's putting at least 3 or 4 great balls into the area, really dangerous balls. Just get her on it. Get the ball out wide, and that's when you start overloading the box. Get up the players in there.
Well, China needed this win. 2023 has been a fallow period for the Asian champions after a surprisingly bright 2022. But nothing is certain even for them. They'll be in 3rd place if it stays like this. They will still need something against England, and that is not going to be an easy task.
Absolutely not. They're going to have to be a lot better against England than they have been, especially today.
Haiti take on Denmark at the same time. That ball thrust into the penalty area. It's cleared away by Wang Shanshan. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. 2.5 minutes of stoppage time to play. China have won it back, and anywhere will do.
Well, that just shows you what Haiti have done here today. You're playing against China, who are 39 places above them in the FIFA rankings, and they've resorted to hoofing the ball forward just to get it out of the defensive area.
That's not helpful. This might be. It's a good turn. It's a brilliant opportunity. And somehow 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 has sent it just narrowly wide.
What a chance. What a chance. She comes off the Chinese defender there. She getting pulled down. She turns. I think if she'd have gone down there, there would have been a great shout for a penalty.
Oh, Nicola Delapie can't believe it.
Wow.
What a chance.
What a chance.
I mean, she is capable of inspirational moments, is 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Missed the penalty in the last minute of the playoff that got them here, dusted herself down and came up with an assist. Here she is again, winning a corner right at the end of the game. There's 1 minute of added time to play.
This has got interesting all of a sudden. Last 10 minutes. Crazy.
Those Chinese fans now checking their watches, a little bit of nervousness amongst them.
Oh, it's an outswinger. Why? You've already put pressure on Zhu Wu, and she doesn't like it. She's not comfortable.
𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 needs to deliver the ball of her life. It's not a bad delivery. The header is well wide from 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. And that might be that. It's been a frustrating moment. It's been a nervy evening for China. Down to 10 players after half an hour. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 to her right. Steered out towards 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. In towards 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷, who's inside the area. She goes down. And you know what she's looking for.
Well, the ref's given a corner.
You know what he wants.
My goodness.
Well, it was a massive collision, wasn't it? Who gets the ball?
It's a penalty. I don't believe it. It's actually a penalty.
Well, it isn't being checked as we speak.
Well, Ji Xing goes in for it. The number 3 for China doesn't go anywhere near the ball, doesn't get anywhere near it. She's given a corner, so she thinks the Chinese player has had the last touch, when if she looks at the replay, she'll see that she hasn't touched the ball at all.
Well, surely VAR has got to intervene there. I mean, there's been quite a bit of controversy in terms of officialdom in this game. Here's the corner. Can they make the most of it? 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 trying to keep it in, trying to keep Haiti on the front foot. I think they've got every right to feel aggrieved. Chested down. Another chance, another shout for a penalty as 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 rather desperately dives into the box.
She's going to have a look at it.
No, I think she's going to have a word with 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 to check she's okay. What do we think?
Well, no, I don't think it's a penalty, but I think Li Mengwen there, the right back for China, needs to be very careful. And why isn't she shielding the ball over the ball? It doesn't really make sense. But just going back to that, the last shout for a penalty, I mean, I don't really get, I don't understand why VAR haven't called that one.
We've played now nearly 12 minutes of added time at the end of the 90. And China are having to hang on here right at the very end. No attempt to play the ball.
No attempt to play the ball. But the keeper is close to picking up the ball. I think 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 knew what she was doing there. I mean, it's not divided decision, but the previous one.
Well, that's the one that I think will probably come back and haunt the Haitians. And what's happening here? Is she going to have a word with the bench and try to calm them down? I think that is the influence, the yellow card for 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Well, China down to 10 players after half an hour. Haven't looked particularly productive. Scored from the penalty spot. Could have had another penalty. Could have given away a couple of penalties as well.
Absolutely.
But somehow, some way, are going to get over the line and look as if they're going to collect all 3 points and go level with Denmark on the same points, the same goal difference, and exactly the same record.
Oh, I definitely think the Haitians can feel aggrieved here today. Lucky as well not to give away a second penalty, being quite honest.
Seconds ticking away now. We're in the 13th, nearly the 14th minute of added time. China coming forward. Zhang Jin. 𝓤𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 trying to win it back. That's it. A full-blown China crisis is averted for now. Haiti have made friends, but to make further progress at this World Cup, they'll have to beat Denmark in their final group game and beat them well. China knew they had to win this match, and thanks to Wang Shuang's penalty and a little bit of luck, they did just that. Their participation is still in the balance, though, as is their record of qualifying for every knockout stage and a Women's World Cup. They've got work to do against England. We'll analyse it in just a few moments, but they've beaten Haiti by 1-0.
An eventful game that we had in the end. Here you go. This is a penalty that was awarded and won by China. And they had their player off the bench who we told you to keep an eye on, 𝓤𝓲𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, 122 caps, 43 goals. That's the only goal in the game. China win this game 1-0. I mean, it's quite incredible, really. We'll go through all the separate incidents. England, top of the group at the moment, they're 6 points. China second, Denmark, they are third, and Haiti, down the bottom of the table there, who needed that. All 4 teams can still qualify, incredibly. China against England, that is the last game in the group for those 2 teams, and that is going to be the deciding moment. It'll be quite amazing how many of these groups are so open. They're going to hold on hope for this, but let's go with some of these incidents that happen in the game, because if you would have watched on, if you're just joining us, in fact, you would have missed about 5 penalty shouts, at least in the last 5 minutes. Why don't we start with the one that actually was a penalty that resulted in the goal, the only goal in the game, Siobhan? And this one, we actually mentioned 𝓤𝓲𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷, loads of experience, loads of goals scored for China. She came off the bench and she actually did what they needed her to do this time.
She did. We said that in the last game when she came on, she didn't really make much of an impact. Well, she scored the winning goal today, so we can definitely say she has made an impact. And it was such a calm finish from her, wasn't it? But if we go back to how the penalty came about, you see through here, there's loads of questions about penalties, but I don't think there's much question at all about this one. Maturin dives in on Zhuang Linyan. As it comes across, there was question about whether she was offside, whether she was onside. We can see there, she's definitely onside, held her line, cuts it back, and Maturin just comes across and cleans her out completely. And as you said, 𝓤𝓲𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷 comes in, calmly finishes. For me, the goalkeeper goes far too early, makes it easy for her. She's an experienced player, scored loads of goals. If the goalkeeper moves so early, she's just going to slot it in the other side.
By this stage, this is China. They're supposed to be chasing the game. They've gone down to 10 players. And the second half just really, there was so much going on. The game really opened up. And in the dying moments of the game, we probably had 3 or 4 penalty shouts. We're going to show you these last 2, Karen, because you were screaming at the camera saying, look, these should be penalties, no?
Yeah, I think VAR went to sleep a little bit, had a little bit of disco, maybe, I don't know. But for me, look, ball's played in behind there, 𝓤𝓲𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲 running onto it. Her first thought was an attacker is, look, just get onto it. I'm in the penalty area, see what can happen. And you see from this angle, 𝓤𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲 gets the touch there. The defender just goes through her. It's a penalty for me. I'm not sure why that wasn't gone to VAR, wasn't overturned. This is the second one. For me, this one, I wasn't too convinced about this one. Again, she was using her body. I can see as a defender, you're trying to usher it in, get it out. But look, again, it wasn't given. For me, the 𝓤𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲 one was more of a blatant one than this one. I don't know, Shiv, what you think?
I agree. The 𝓤𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲 one was a definite penalty. But Carol Carney, I've played with you. If you are in that position, you are calling for a penalty right there.
I'm rolling around, Shiv. I'm doing roly-polies and all. You're going out of a World Cup, potentially. So you've got to do what you've got to do.
You have.
It is quite disappointing. You don't want games decided where there's things like that where you look at and you're like, look, it was a blatant penalty, should have happened. Obviously, Haiti are going to be absolutely furious at that. You can see the manager on the touchline, but they had their own chances as well. And 𝓤𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲, who came off the bench, she didn't start, and the big concern was how much was she injured, because it was a muscle strain. She came off the bench and she had this brilliant chance. This was just after half-time. This was at 0-0, and actually an exceptional save as well, Siobhan.
It was a brilliant save. I think the goalkeeper was in a fantastic position. Sometimes when the ball comes in here, you've just got to be in the right position and hope that you can react in time. It's a fabulous reaction. She gets that right hand up so strongly. 𝓤𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲𝓲 couldn't have hit it much firmer, but you could say, could she have hit the corners? If it goes in the corners, the goalkeeper stands no chance. But that's a game-changing moment. That goes in, and it's a completely different outcome today.
OK, we'll get more reaction to this game, but we're also going to speak about England as well, because they got through their game against Denmark with a win. We'll discuss more of that and hear from the Lionesses after this very quick break. There you go, the goal in the game coming from Lauren James. Absolutely delighted her manager. It was a difficult game for some, though. Keira Walsh, we obviously lost. It was really, really disappointing, down with a knee injury. We'll find out more detail for the Lionesses get their second win of the competition. Don't go anywhere. This match that we just wrapped up, a red card for China in the first half after about 30 minutes, then a penalty that they won and scored, 3 or 4 more penalty shouts in the game, 3 of them at least in the last 5 minutes. China wrap up the game 1-0. Big celebrations for them. It means that anyone can still qualify from Group D. So clear as mud, really, isn't it? Now let's take a little look back at the other match earlier on today in this group, England and Denmark. Here is Seb Hutchison with the roundup.
The England team wearing black armbands tonight in memory of former England international 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who passed away earlier this week at the age of 69. Bronze. So play that to Russo, does get there first. Stanway couldn't quite reach 2. Walsh. Daly. James. Lauren James. Oh, it is absolutely exceptional. The whole of England wanted her in the lineup. She's in the lineup. It's an opener from open play for England. Denmark having to flood the shirts back. Bronze, that's a teasing one. James is in there again. Well, the chances are coming for Lauren James. James to get there first. I think to really trouble the goalkeeper. Vi driving forward. Now they've got numbers in this attack here, Denmark. Pass from Vi. Couldn't keep the momentum up, but they still have it. Cool. And the referee's going to stop play just because Walsh was on the ground. Telling her teammates to go away, and she's saying she's got a problem here. A shake of the head from Keira Walsh. And this is a big worry for England. Hatching cool. So now towards Sorensen. England feels she's offside. The flag stays down. Sorensen's cross is a good one! Off the post! 𝓣𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. For all the world, that looked the equaliser for Denmark. Huge gasp from the crowd. Somehow they're not level. England's hanging on. Tight, tense, but 2 wins from 2 at this World Cup for England. Final score, England 1, Denmark 0.
Lauren, a really special night for you. First goal at a World Cup. How do you sum it all up?
It was a dream, and at the moment it's a bit surreal. But yeah, I'm just happy that we won today and going to China with momentum.
And not a bad finish.